Okay, let's continue our lesson. Let's do another, let's duplicate this whole sequence here. This hallway scene. We got all this garbage off to the side. I'm just kidding, let's not do that. We got all this garbage off to the end here that I just kind of put there for safekeeping, kind of like a palette of clips that I could tap into and edit back into my scene. I'm just going to select all that stuff and delete it because what I'm interested in is just the scene when he's to the point where he says bye-bye. All right. So I'm going to use that old trick that I taught you earlier with the select all tool. So A for all. If I select all this and pull it over about 3 seconds, actually no, let's go more like 10. You'll understand next week. We're going to edit some music into this scene now. So let's create a new bin in our project and call it music. I created a zip file and put it on Google Drive. There's a link it's on next week's calendar entry, but I'll put it on today's too. It's this hallwaymusic.zip. It's these 3 tracks: Welcome Home, Happy Groovy Power Pop, Happy Ukulele. Love them. So I'm going to copy those 3. If you downloaded it and told it to open up the zip archive, then it'll have these 3 files inside it. We need to copy those over to our project in Finder. So we need to copy it over to our hard drive. I'm going to hit Command N to create a new Finder window. I'm going to go to my drive, click on my column view because I like using that view. Go to Web 2300, Hallway Project, and then under Assets, I have audio and video. I'm going to just paste those or drag and drop, whatever your pleasure, into that folder. Okay? That's always my best practice. Any asset that you're going to bring into your project, make sure it resides within your project folder on your external hard drive. That way, if your computer crashes or you need to take your project to another computer on your external hard drive, it'll always travel with it. Now, let's grab those 3 MP3 files. I'm going to do a drag and drop. Since I've already got my Finder window open, I'm just going to do a drag and drop down into my music bin that I created on my project. So let's double click on any of these. These are waveforms. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first view in this class of a waveform. Anything that's big squigglies, that's loud, and then anything that's small squigglies, that's quiet. If it's a flat line, like here at the end, that's silence. Okay? Let's listen to this track. How's that sound? What do you think that might be appropriate for? Start? Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. Let's listen to Happy Ukulele. How about that? That could be the start too. What about this? The what part? When he finds out she's engaged? Okay, you're thinking what I'm thinking. All right. I want to start it with Happy Groovy Power. So what I want to do is I can just drag this down onto the timeline, and then I got music. I'm going to expand this track down a little bit, maybe close these slightly so I have some more room. Okay, so when we had that little Let's have that moment be when we see this shot for the first time. Okay, so it'll pop in. So let's listen to this. It's about right there. So I'm going to just drag that over to there, see if it times up good. It makes this scene is so much better already, isn't it? One thing I might want to do is revisit the timing of those cuts with the timing of the music, to see if there's a more appropriate time to make the cuts, maybe on music beats, or maybe the music is making it interesting enough that we can just let some of these shots ride. I don't know. But what do you think we're going to need to do once we get to where they start talking to each other? Yeah, we're gonna have to fade the music down. Maybe not fade it out yet. We'll get to that decision in a minute. But this in here where their audio is turning up, we'll probably need to turn this music down quite a bit. So if I hold down Command, it'll add that little plus mark. And then I have two little handles that I can change the volume from one to the next. Maybe I can fade that out slower, make a little more sense that way. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That was just a lucky fluke that my cut happened right there on that. Let's just watch it.
Caleb, right? Yeah. Pretty good. How about you?
Okay, it's overpowering still, right? Just a little too loud. I'm gonna drag this down to -20. It's quite a bit, but.
Hey, Emily. Caleb, right? Yeah. How you been? Pretty good. How about you? Oh, I've been doing good. Are you still dating what's his bucket? Yeah.
Okay, let's cut that there. See what's gonna happen with our next music track. What did he say? Welcome home? If I drag this down, I want maybe this to overlap a little bit, so I'm going to drag this down to the lower track to add a new track to it. And let's see just where our timing is going to make some sense here.
What's his bucket? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay, maybe after his, oh wow, ding! Need to expand this track down a little bit more too. Need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. You did that last night. A year ago, actually.
Okay, too loud. Got to turn it down.
Yeah. Yep. It has.
Got to turn this up so you guys can hear it. The problem with this sound system is it's not meant to actually play this loud enough.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. When did you get that last night?
Okay, let's do it. I'm just playing with the timing here. Right after she says yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. When did you get that last night? A year ago, actually. Yeah. Yep. It has.
Okay, still too loud. Turn it down. You want it to accompany the scene, not overpower the scene.
Well, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
I guess.
I was going that way.
Oh, I'm going that way. We can go together.
I'll go the other way.
All right. I guess. See ya.
All right, beautiful. Happy ukulele loop. Let's bring it in right there.
Yeah.
All right. Closing titles. So I'm gonna ripple delete this so that my scene starts right at the beginning of this music. Just watching it, obviously.
Oh, hey,
Hey, Emily.
Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you been?
pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I've been doing good. Are you still dating?
Okay, remember how I said you could use the pen tool to draw some envelopes, curve that? I don't like that audio fade being linear like that. Just,
Hey,
okay. So what I'm going to do, I do want it to start gradually happening here, but I want it to maybe fall off more, like start this fade slower and then really drop off right before they start talking to each other. So that's,
What do you click again when you're doing that?
you hold down Command and it turns it into the vertex tool, and then allow you to draw that little handle and curve that line. So let's see how that sounds.
hey,
Hey, Emily.
Caleb.
You guys like that better? Okay. I could mess with it more. Could maybe add one to this side. Just curve it off a little bit more.
Hey,
Hey, Emily.
Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you been?
pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I've been doing good. Are you still dating? What's his bucket?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When did you get?
Okay, so here at the end, I need to maybe have this fade out here so that it's gone. Oh, so that it's gone by the time that starts. I also need to, I accidentally curved that down, so that's one of the problems with a Bezier is the curve likes to continue through. So if I had left that there with that handle pointed down, the audio would have dipped all the way down to nothing and then come back. That would have sounded weird. Let me see what it sounds like.
hey,
Hey, Emily.
Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you been?
Whoop. So let's just level that off.
pretty good. How about you?
Then we can still have our audio soundtrack there.
Good. Are you still dating? What's his bucket?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When did you get that? Last night?
a year ago actually.
Let's fade this out even slower.
How you been?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I've been doing good. Are you still dating? What's his bucket?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When did you get that? Last night?
a year ago actually. Yeah, well,
Did it take that long?
yep, it has.
Okay, and we can adjust the end of this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys keep laughing. Is that the desired effect for this?
No, but it's funny because it's nothing sad, melancholy, and all.
It could be a romantic comedy film feel.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, very indie feel. All right. Let me go. I'm just exploring something here now that I've got music in here. I can make some more creative choices. I'm gonna look at this shot. She walks away from him. I might want to use this shot for, I'm gonna go this way. Let's go all the way to the end, see what it looks like. I'm gonna drag that. I just want the video from this shot. Let's see.
See ya.
See ya, he says.
Now we just need to record another scene of him crying.
Another sexy teacher.
Let's see, the musical phrase. I'm inclined to make cuts on music, so this is ending. I want it to maybe end right there. Let's see.
See ya. See ya.
Or maybe when he hits the pole, boing, that's when the music can come in.
See ya.
Much better.
Yeah, and then we do the next scene, couple of walking shots, and he comes upon another former girl that he went on one date with and thinks they had a future together, and she's engaged too. No. Who knows? Could do a whole series of these little vignettes. All right, that's our first YouTube video for this class. What do you think? Just kidding. We still have, we're going to do titles next week. We'll probably make a little graphic that we'll put in, show you guys how you can animate graphics and do titles in Premiere. So I'm going to call that, I could noodle this scene more, but I'm going to call that my picture lock. So I've got my music in, I got that where I want it. Next week we'll do titles, because during this black part, we need to do, you know, Weber State's Web Department presents in association with,
Edited by.
yeah, all the edited by, starring. So what I'll probably do during this black part is do Weber State Web Development Course presents a funny film. And then, you know, starring so-and-so. And then do the title of the film here. And then down in the corner, shot by so-and-so. Edited by me. And then one final title here. And then as soon as we go, maybe do that slower. Then from here on out, we don't have any more titles till the very end when we make more jokes. So that's all my lectures for today. Next week, we will do the titles and graphics and finish it up. Thank you.